Okay, you're being weird now.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Gearing Up. I don't even know what episode it is anymore because I've flubbed up the numbering. I tried to prepare when I was recording some of the stuff in advance and, guess which episode it would be. And I think I was wrong on most of them. So we're going to call this episode 4. Is that fair? Because we did the intro, then we did your topic, and then we did the rustic EDC one.
Uh-huh.
So this would be 4, right?
Uh-huh.
Can you put your phone away? Can you put your phone away? Really? Seriously? I can't get 20 minutes?
You're one to talk.
That's rude. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back to Gearing Up. This is episode 4, I think. Disregard episode numbers. Just go by what's on iTunes. We are back. I'm back with April. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the Maker Series audio with Adam. I'm talking with my hands right now. I'm very animated. I'm sorry. I don't know. You guys can't see that, so it doesn't matter. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed me actually sitting down with a maker and doing an interview and going through that process kind of on location. It was really fun. I've got 2 more already done for sure, and at least 2 others lined up. And I'm trying to get a few more on the books before the end of the season. So I've had a lot of fun doing it. It's pushed me to kind of figure out some things and change up some things, and I've really enjoyed it. So April, we've listened to 20-30 minutes of it together. What did you think?
It was good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell I was nerding out a little bit, talking to someone about gear?
No.
Okay, good.
Sounded good.
It means I held my cool together.
Although
whoa, that's okay. Anyways, although
at one point I remember I was going to bring up something, and it was that what was it that you?
Can you hold it a little?
I
can barely hear you.
I think
there you go. Okay.
You basically said that you wanted a new co-host.
I don't think that's what I said.
I mean, in a nutshell.
No. If someone can maybe give me a timestamp of what this woman is talking about, we'll review it, but I disagree. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, so today's episode is going to be a topic that I've wanted to touch on for a little while.
Cat food.
Negative. April doesn't get to pick the episodes anymore.
This was supposed to be my episode.
It was, but you couldn't come up with something, and I've had this topic rolling around for a little while, so I wanted to just jump on it. So there are some hashtags in the everyday carry community that are quite popular. One was started by my good friend Tom Medvedich, notorious EDC. I hope I say his last name right. I don't know, Tom,
Probably
if you're
not.
listening. But he started the SAK, SAK all day. And then there's SAK Army. There's a few of them, but I made my own Swiss Army knife hashtag. And that's the title of today's episode. It's called Let's Talk About Sacks.
Stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. I'm just very excited. I'm very passionate, okay?
Okay.
So I wanted to dedicate an episode to Swiss Army knives. So you probably won't have a lot of input, but...
All right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and
don't sign off. I want to go through this, but, for me, number one, how genius is that hashtag, Let's Talk About Sacks? Number one, this is a podcast, so we're talking, but number two,
I don't get it.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
I'm just kidding. No, but I like the word Swiss.
Swiss.
It makes me think about like a Swiss roll, the
Swiss cake roll, the Little Debbie.
Those are so good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's not at all what I had in mind.
Yeah.
I was thinking Swiss cheese.
Well,
or
I've
Swiss Army
always
knives.
been that way though, where I think of weird things
food?
for.
I'm that way. I think about food. Anyways, so this episode, I wanted to kind of go through a couple of topics about Swiss Army knives, and
awesome.
Maybe it's interesting to you, maybe it's not, but I hope you guys listen in. But yeah, when you see SAK or SAK, that's what it's referring to, Swiss Army knives. And I am by no stretch of the imagination an expert I know very little about them, but I do appreciate them very much, and I have a few that I kind of rotate between. Sometimes I carry both, just depending. And I've had several in the past, and I've got, I think I've got one on the way right now. But yeah, I mean, they're kind of this staple in the community of just kind of being that all-in-one, super functional, super well-built, super robust design, kind of catch-all of tools. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
Like when I say Swiss Army knife, what comes to mind for you? Like, what do you picture? You don't know. I'm guessing.
No, I do. The ones with the scissors.
Okay, perfect. So I feel like I guess that most people, when I say Swiss Army knife, probably picture the red scales with the little plus
and the screw cork thing.
The corkscrew. Yep. So the corkscrew on the back, and then the scissors that fold out, and all that. So that, to an everyday person, that's the Swiss Army knife. But for me, like,
how much are they?
They vary. They range in price.
So like that one you're describing, the one that everybody knows about, the red one with the basic stuff.
I couldn't. Well, I feel bad. I couldn't tell you because I don't know that I've ever had one of those more basic ones. But let's just go to Amazon.com real quick and let's just type in Swiss Army knife, and let's just see what comes up first. So Victorinox, the classic SD is the real small one. I don't know if that's a 58 millimeter. I can't remember, but that has the scissors, the file, and the blade. The one you're probably thinking of is it's probably not the traditional pattern, but like the first one that came up here is the Evolution, and that has a corkscrew and a blade and scissors and all that stuff. I mean, they're, as cheap as $15-$20, as expensive as $100 or $150, just kind of depending on how, extensive you want the tools. Mm-hmm. But the kind of run-of-the-mill everyday...
do they even have a knife on them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, most of them do. There are... So, and that's another thing that, is really cool, is there are bladeless variations. I think. I don't know if that's a factory thing.
Swiss Army situation?
They're all... Well, I guess they're all made by Victorinox. I don't know. I don't know if a bladeless configuration is factory.
I like how you're ignoring me.
I am. I've seen modders do bladeless combos for folks that like want to carry it on an airplane or whatever. So I don't know.
Can't have any kind of knife on an airplane?
I have no idea what the rules are.
Neither.
But I would imagine it's probably a bad idea to bring a knife on a plane. Anyways, so I guess my point was, like, I feel like that's kind of the generic thing that comes to most people's mind is the red scales and the 15 different tools popping out on each side. But that's really just scratching the surface. Like, for me,
I knew you were going to say that.
Like I said, I don't think I've ever owned one of the more traditional, like, red scales, plain Jane Swiss Army knives. I am more of a fan of the Alox pattern. So like where the scales are I guess aluminum, but they're kind of milled, and they're not plastic. And they have a ton of different colors, and they do a special edition each year. So like last year's was, I don't even know. This year's like 2019 is like champagne gold. It's pretty cool looking, actually. If you're looking for gift ideas.
I just heard gold.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But anyways, yeah. So I wanted to do an episode kind of talking about them and what they are, and go through some of my favorite configurations. And then some folks in the community. I wanted to highlight some folks in the community that really embrace the Victorinox Swiss Army knife brand.
They already did those hand motions.
I'm sorry. You
look like Barbie and Ken.
Oh my God, stop being rude. Anyways, yeah, so like I said, that there are a ton of different configurations, but I wanted to talk about a few of my favorites.
Okay.
So there's 3 really common sizes. So like I think it's a 58 millimeter is like the really small one that would, maybe have the toothpick and stuff in it. There's an 84 millimeter and then a 93 millimeter, I think it is. And I love 84 millimeter Swiss Army knives. Hey, can you get off your phone?
I'm not on my phone.
April, you are looking at a picture on Facebook right now. Can you,
I'm listening.
do you want to be here? Do I need to Ellie, come in here. Replace April as the co-host.
Listen, don't be distracted. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to talk about some of like my favorite combinations. So I'm a huge fan of the Cadet.
Cadet Kelly.
No.
Lizzie McGuire.
Disney weirdo. No, I like the 84 millimeter because it's pocketable. It kind of disappears. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, there are some great combinations of tools in the smaller ones, but the 84 just seems holdable, but not huge and bulky. I love the 84 so much that I had a wallet designed around carrying an 84 millimeter. Did you know that?
Oh my goodness. No, you did not.
Mm-hmm. The wallet I carry every day.
I know.
You're being so weird right now.
Why?
I don't know.
No, I'm just letting you talk because I don't have anything to say about it.
I don't know. I think the reason I wanted to do this so much is I've gone through several different ones, and some that have some really useful tools and some where I'm like, this is obnoxious and I don't like it. And I've really kind of found what's comfortable for me. So I have two 93 millimeters. One of them is the Texas one that has the Texas cutout.
Oh, no, I like the
on
gold
the side.
one.
Yeah, no, that's the next 93 millimeter.
Oh.
So my Texas configure, it's a single layer, and it's got the knife and the bottle opener, and so it's pretty thin. It's got a pocket clip. That was done by Brassworks, which is one of the modders / builders of Swiss Army knives in the community that I absolutely love. And then the other one is the brass one that you're talking about, that also has a pocket clip. And I've fallen in love with it because, number one, it's brass and it's patinaing really nicely. But it's got scissors. And we just did Easter with the wife's family. I'm saying the wife like you're not here.
I am still here.
We just did Easter with your family, and the scissors came in handy 2 times. The first was when the Easter Bunny dropped off presents and
the baskets.
Then the baskets, and the he came to April's family's house early because, whatever. Anyways,
well, he just knew we were going to be there. He needed to come early.
So, but he didn't open any of the toys first. He let them open them. So, of course, there were zip ties and all that. So that came in handy, and I was like, oh, this is nice. And the other time we were going outside, and I just pushed my hand on the gate. I didn't even think about it.
Oh,
and I got a splinter in my pinky. You can see the little scar.
I see it. A scar.
Well, it's not a scar. It's still a wound.
Yes, right.
Open I got a very small I can't say splinter. That's a very weird word. But I got a really small splinter, and it just immediately went under the skin, and I couldn't.
You put a lot of emphasis on the T.
Splinter?
Yeah.
Anyway, splinter.
I say splinter.
Splinter.
Because I'm redneck.
Anyways, so I pushed and couldn't get it out, and so then I just took the scissors and snipped the skin off the top. And
yeah, lovely idea.
I was able to. I mean, it worked perfectly. They're not surgical tools, but they worked. And so now I don't have a splinter in my hand.
Probably got some disease doing that.
Yeah, probably so. Definitely got some disease. Yeah, so I've started to kind of fall in love with the scissors so much that I love 84 millimeter Swiss Army knives, and I'm now loving the scissors. I have a modded 84 millimeter coming with 84 millimeter scissors, so I'm very excited. I know that's like nerd talk to you, and you don't know what that is, but
right.
But anyways, I'm really excited about it. So I keep saying modder. So one thing that's really popular in Swiss Army knife community, on everyday carry community on the gram, is modifying Swiss Army knives. And I don't know if there are like purists out there that think that it's ridiculous, and that but I I don't own a factory Swiss Army knife. I think all the ones that I have been modified in some way, shape, or form, or complete custom builds. And I think that that's because I like and respect and understand the stock configurations, but I like a little bit of customization. Same as all my other knives, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, all the ones that I have are custom builds or modified ones. And I mean, even if it's just something as basic as like a stone washing, I really don't care for the super polished tools. So it's nice to have some, changing up every now and then and getting something that's a little bit different. And so as far as what I have now, I have the 293 millimeters that I just talked about. And then I also have an 84 with, it's a cadet pattern minus the file, I think. And instead of a main blade, I have a dragon.
I don't even know.
I don't know what it's missing because I don't keep a stock pattern on hand. But the cadet I have is flat dark earth scales. It's got the bottle opener tool, the can opener tool, and then for the main blade, it's got a dragonfly, Spyderco dragonfly blade. It's the dopest thing ever. If you want to know what it looks like, check out our podcast artwork, and it's the knife that's on the podcast artwork. I love that knife. It is so beautiful to me.
Wow.
I'm weird, I know.
That's quite a word for a knife.
Yeah, I just think that it's the perfect size, and the dragonfly blade means I can open it one-handed, which is great.
Flick it.
No, you can't flick it. Actually, it's a slip joint, so that doesn't work. What?
Are you catching an attitude?
No. But you get irritated for me flicking knives. That's one that I can't.
In the car.
God, I wish I could. Oh, don't act like it's just in the car. You don't. If I were sitting here on any normal day.
Well, that's true. You're right.
So,
but
anyways,
mostly in the car.
That's just a quick. Oh, and then like I said, I have an 84 on the way with scissors and a main blade, and I think an opener. I don't know. I don't even remember.
Oh, I already said that.
What?
I have scissors.
You have your like crazy folding scissors.
Yeah, but I already said that.
But
Never mind.
If I were to gift you
Sure
a Swiss Army knife, would you carry it?
Well, I'd keep it in my purse.
I've thought about
I would never use it.
So one of the things that I love about Victorinox Swiss Army, they do some really cool collaborations as well. So I don't know a ton about them, but I know if you jump on eBay, you can find them all the time. And I had one for a short while that I quote unquote restored. They did the 58 millimeter, the really small pattern. They did a collaboration with Tiffany & Co. Where the scales were sterling silver, which is really cool. So they polish them up. They look really nice. They've done a collaboration with David Yurman, who's a jewelry maker. And I love them, but they're pricey. If you've seen David Yurman stuff, you probably expect that. They did a Nespresso collaboration last year.
Like coffee?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was, God, I think it's Nespresso. I'm searching right now.
We can tell.
Shush up. Yeah, so they did 2017, I guess maybe they do it every year. I don't know if the packaging is made out of recycled Nespresso pods or what. Somebody with more knowledge than me tell me, because I don't know. But look, you can see it on here. Do you see it on the blade? There's a little Nespresso logo. And they've got some cool colors. But they do some really cool collaborations, which I love seeing. Yeah, it's always fun. But I wanted to gift you one of those fancy Estes or Ramblers or whatever, the small pattern. You know, it has the little scissors, the knife, all that.
I think you just want to gift it to me so that whenever I have my purse and you don't have what you need, then I have it.
Yeah. Well, and I also I like giving you gifts, but I also love knives. So that's like the one knife that might be acceptable to gift to someone. It's like, oh, it's also kind of nice because it's made out of sterling silver and it's polished and it's fancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Yes. What?
You know what I realized tonight?
Are you tired tonight?
No,
because you're
listen.
tired in every episode. So
I know. That's because as soon as we turn this microphone on, I start yawning. I wasn't yawning before now.
I know. Maybe we'll have like a semi-permanent studio set up soon that'll be more waking.
Ooh, I don't want to wake up right now. It's like 9:30.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
need to
late.
get to bed.
Oh god, it is 9. It's 9:21. Anyways, go on. You were saying?
No, never mind.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to run down some of my favorite Swiss Army knife accounts. And if I left anybody off, I'm sorry. I mean, like this was just kind of what came to mind when I was making these notes yesterday. Or today. I can't remember when I did this.
Anyway.
I did it yesterday morning. Okay, so if you are not following these 3 people, something's wrong with you. Go fix that now.
Something's wrong with me, I'll tell you that right now.
Number 1, the person that made me, I think, appreciate Swiss Army knives as much as I do, Notorious EDC.
I've heard of that one.
That's Tom. He's a boss bitch. He's super cool.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Language.
Sorry. Excuse my language. But I love Tom. He's got some of the best content out there, best knives, and he does some really great shots with Victorinox stuff. So highly recommend following him. The second account I think you should be following for Swiss Army knife awesomeness is SAK, SAK _EDC.
I've seen that one too.
That is Cynthia, and she loves farmers. Not the pattern, not like actual land farmers. I don't know. She may love land farmers too. I don't know. But there's a Swiss Army knife pattern called the Farmer, and it includes like a saw blade and all that. I think it's the Farmer. But her account is really well done, insanely color coordinated shots, and her collection is just, I mean, it's insane. So highly recommend going and following her. And then the last person is Jay Loden. I hope I'm saying his last name right. Jay is not only an awesome person to follow because of his content, but he also does some really sick Swiss Army knife mods. But his carry is always very color coordinated. See here, April?
Yep.
You can see Jay's stuff from there, right? Okay. His handle is JAY .Loden LODEN.EDC. So
maybe it's Loden.
Loden. I don't know. Jay,
sure
hit me in the comments and let me know how to say your last name. But if you type it, I'll still be reading it. Anyways, so Jay's account is fantastic, and he's also a modder, and he does some really amazing work. I've had the privilege of owning an 84 millimeter from him, and it was fit and finish was insanely good on it. So he takes pride in his work. But those are some really great accounts that you can follow, and they will kind of lead you down the rabbit hole of who else to follow. So I highly recommend checking them out. And then I wanted to shout out some of my favorite modders, some people that I think do probably the best work. The first one is one that I own coming up on 3 mods. I've had countless mods from him, but I swap him out anytime he comes up with something else cool. So the first one is iModSack. That's Ricardo. He's I think his account's private. I don't know. He has a day job, and he kind of does this on the side. He does it for fun, and he doesn't do it to make a lot of money, and that's why his prices are pretty ridiculously low whenever he posts. So if you can get your hands on something from him, definitely do it. Again, some of my favorite builds have come from him. The next person is 875 FPS. That is Brassworks. That's who did my Texas Swiss Army knife. So when you see that in my post, that's who did it. He does insane work. He's always coming up with new stuff, and I couldn't recommend him enough. One more is, again, Jay. Like I said, I've had the chance to own an 84 from him, and it was insanely cool. And then 2 others that I've never owned anything from, but continuously pop up. Number 1 is DE Custom Forge. So he makes, I think he's based out of another, I don't think he's based in the U.S., but he makes some really cool tools and some really, really awesome Swiss Army knife builds. So highly recommend checking him out. And then the other is Robert Lessard. I always want to say Robert Jessard. I missed the L in his last name, but it's Robert Lessard. He does some of the more intricate builds that I've seen, like this. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see how nuts that is?
That's almost silly.
Oh yeah, 15 layers.
That's silly.
15 layers. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, you need a whole like hip pouch.
Well, no, you just store it this way instead of this way.
Yeah, I know. But he's been doing some really cool custom scales lately with Damascus and stuff like that. And one of my favorite mods that he does is I'm trying to find a picture of it. He does this drawer mod. I don't really think I've seen anybody else do. Maybe this is his thing. I don't know. Again, I've never owned anything from him. But he makes everything he does is super clean. So you see how there's like a little drawer that pulls out here. So instead of having like scales with toothpicks and stuff, you can put like matches or something in the little drawer. I don't know. It's nuts. But yeah, Robert Lessard, shout out. He does some really amazing work. He's got 10,000 followers, probably for a reason. So, anyways, yeah, that's the weird Swiss Army knife rabbit hole that I wanted to go down. I wanted to talk about some of the ones that I love, some of the modders that I think are doing really great work, some of the cool accounts. And then I also wanted to encourage you guys to check out Swiss Army knives. Get one for yourself. Get one for a friend. They make great gifts.
Oh my god.
And excuse me, sorry, I had to move my leg. Yeah, and you know, when you do take a picture, use 3 hashtags. Use SAK all day, SAC Army, and
SAS.
No.
Swiss Army situation.
Talk about SACs. Let's talk about SACs. It's a long hashtag, but it's worth it.
I know, I get it.
I'm just really proud of that hashtag, and so
yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's clever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. So if you guys use Swiss Army knives, if you carry them, if you love them, if you hate them, drop a comment on the latest Instagram post. Tell me, hey, we listened to the episode and I love Swiss Army knives because, or I hate them because, I can't carry them because I've tried, but anyways, let me know what you're thinking about Swiss Army knives. I'd love to continue the conversation. April, I can hear you like moving your mic like this.
Sorry, I'm about to fall asleep.
I know you see, this is the problem with doing it in the bedroom is you are too comfortable.
Well, no, I think we've been going for a while, so I think we need
it's
to cut
28
it off.
minutes.
You said 15 to 20.
Oh my god, did I? Find me a timestamp and prove it.
So anyway.
Yeah. I think I'm going to close it down for the night though.
Okay.
And we'll talk to you guys in the next one. Actually, here's the deal. I think I'm going to go ahead and upload the next Maker series next week. So you guys will get this episode, and then a week from whenever this one releases, you will get the next Maker series audio episode. Cool?
Cool.
Is that cool?
Cool. It's so cool.
So you won't hear from April for...
That's even cooler.
Like a week or 2.
I'm not cool.
Yeah, thank God. I'm just kidding. I'm going to miss you. Like I'm going to go record this like now. Okay. It's already done.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sleep.
Yeah, me too. So, actually I'm going to edit this real quick and then post it up. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to give us a rating on whatever podcast, listening system you're using. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already. Leave us a rating, leave us a review. Those ratings and reviews really help us show up in the searches and on the charts. So, continue to do that. We've gotten some great feedback Make sure you're following Life Gear Photos on Instagram so you can stay up to date with new episodes and questions and stuff like that. What's up? I thought you were going to say something.
No.
You good? All right. Well, thank you guys again for listening. Be sure to tune in next week to hear the Maker Series audio number 2.
Alrighty.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
We'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks.